Good morning, students. So today we are starting the new chapter. The name of the chapter is semiconductor. Okay. So now semiconductor electronics. Semiconductor electronics. Okay. So now this chapter is a very important chapter. Okay. So in the exam point of view, from this chapter, only the theoretical part is being asked. Okay. No numericals are going to be coming in the exam. Okay. So no questions on numericals. So that let us just start with the chapter this semiconductor electronics. So first of all, I'll give some introduction about this semiconductor. Okay. Now, as we know that all electronics which we are using nowadays, they are based on the controlled flow of electrons. Okay. Whatever the devices which are constructing nowadays in electronic devices, they are on the basis of controlled flow of charge carriers. Charge carriers means electrons. Okay, they are working on the basis of controlled flow of charge carriers. Before 1948, okay, whichever the electrons are there, they are made up of with vacuum tubes with diodes. Diodes means which are semiconductor, not a semiconductor, sorry. Some they are built with some vacuum tubes, valves having 2 diodes, 3 diodes, like that. So what is the disadvantages of all those vacuum tubes which we are using before 1948 for building the electronic devices? The one disadvantage is that they are bulky. They are taking a large space. And other disadvantage is that they are consuming more power. So this is the most important, two important disadvantages, that those vacuum tubes which we are using, they are occupying a large space and they are consuming a high power. So later, after some time, after some years, some ideas have been gained by the scientists, and they have started to construct the electronic devices using the solid conductors, semi-solid conductors. Okay. So what is the advantage of using the semiconductor? Okay. The semi-solid conductors, that they occupies a less space and they consumes a low power, and they are highly reliable also. Okay, so this is the advantage of using the semi-solid conductors. Okay, now these semiconductors, whatever the electronics devices which we are using nowadays, okay, so they are made up of almost with a semiconductor material. Okay, there the advantage of using that, they are working on the basis of controlled flow of charge carriers. Okay, so now the first I am going to explain the definition that semiconductor electronics means the branch of science which deals with the study of semiconductors. Semiconductors is called semiconductor electronics. It is a branch. It is a branch of science which deals with the study of semiconductors. Now, one will tell you what is semiconductor material. Okay. Basically, here, what are the materials which you are getting? Okay, which you are having nowadays. Those materials are classified in 3 types. Okay, that is classification of materials on the basis of resistivity and conductivity. So whatever the materials we are using for constructing the devices, those materials are classified on the basis of resistivity and conductivity. Okay. So the first material is a conductor. Insulator, and third one is semiconductors. Conductors, insulators, semiconductors. These are the 3 types of materials which are classified on the basis of resistivity and conductivity. Now, conductors are nothing but these are the materials only. Okay, conductors are the materials which are having high conductivity and low resistivity. Okay, these are the materials having high conductivity and low resistivity. So what is this conductivity? Conductivity means which conducts, which allows the electrons or the charge carriers to move. So conductors are nothing but these are the materials in which really what happens in these materials here, it allows the charge carriers, that means electrons, to flow. Say for example aluminium, okay, copper. Okay, so these are the materials, or we can say metal also. Okay, metal also. So these are the materials which allows the charge carriers to flow. That means in these materials they are having a low resistivity. वहाँ पे रेजिस्टेंस क्या होता है, बहुत कम होता है. रेजिस्टेंस मतलब क्या, जो रोकना. ओके, उसी प्रॉपर्टी को हम क्या बोलते हैं, रेजिस्टिविटी को. कंडक्ट्स बोलते हैं. कंडक्ट्स मतलब अलाउ करना. उसी प्रॉपर्टी को हम क्या बोलते हैं, कंडक्टिविटी बोलते हैं. ओके, सो इनमें क्या होता है, लो रेजिस्टेंस होता है. लो रेजिस्टेंस रहने की वजह से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आसानी से मूव होते हैं. से फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई टेक a wire and if I put it into a switch or plug, then what happens? Even we are also conductors. Even human beings are also conductors. Water also a conductor, in which the electrons can be easily flow. Okay, so हमें शॉक लगेगा. Instead of wire, if I take a plastic, if I put it to a plug, what happens? I will not get shock because those plastics are the insulators. Okay, so based on the resistivity and conductivity only, these materials have been classified while constructing the electronic devices. Okay, so here it is having high conductivity and low resistivity. Say example, aluminum, copper, metallic rod, okay, water. These are all the conductors. Okay, insulators in which they are having high resistivity. They are having high resistivity and low conductivity. Low conductivity. Example, plastic, dry wood, dry wood. Okay, अब वुड में फिर आप किसी झाड़ का अगर एक ब्रांच आप लेंगे अगर वो वेट रहा वो उसमें क्या होगा, उसको वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स आएंगे उसमें, तो वो कंडक्टर होगा। वो इससे हम इंसुलेटर नहीं बोलेंगे, इसमें ड्राई वुड होना चाहिए, जैसे कि ये टेबल है। ओके, ये ड्राई वुड है, इसी को हम कंडक्टर बोलते हैं, व्हिच डज नॉट अलाउज द चार्ज कैरियर्स to flow. So those materials are called as insulators. Okay. Now example here I am writing plastic. Okay. Wood. I am writing dry wood. Dry wood. Etc. Okay. So now semiconductors. Semiconductors. These are the materials whose electrical properties are lying between conductor side insulators. Okay, ये सेमीकंडक्टर जो मटेरियल्स है ये कभी कंडक्टर पे होते हैं और कभी इंसुलेटर पे होते हैं। तो इनका जो इसका जो प्रॉपर्टी है, इसका जो इलेक्ट्रिकल प्रॉपर्टी है वो किसके बीच में रहेगा, conductor side insulator. Okay, so these are the materials whose electrical properties are lying in between the conductor side insulator. Say for example, silicon and germanium are the most commonly used semiconductor materials. Okay, so these are the two examples for semiconductors. Okay, so सेमीकंडक्टर मटेरियल्स को अगर हम उनका टेम्परेचर हम राइज करेंगे, इफ वी राइज द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द सेमीकंडक्टर्स देन दे बिहेव एज अ कंडक्टर्स. इफ वी डिक्रीज द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द सेमीकंडक्टर्स देन दे बिहेव एज अ insulators. Okay, so these are the materials which are classified on the basis of resistivity and conductivity. Now next that is formation of energy bands. Formation of energy bands. Okay, so formation, how the energy bands are going to be formed here. Now before that, formation of energy bands. So before that, let me explain you about the energy band. What is this energy band? Okay, what is this energy band? Okay, so now energy band means each electron in an atom is having its different energy level. Okay, and these different energy levels in which there is a continuous variation of energy, then that band is called as energy band. Okay, हर एक जो इलेक्ट्रॉन होता है एक एटम में उनका एक अलग अलग एनर्जी लेवल होता है. Okay, वो सारे एनर्जी लेवल्स, these are different energy levels whose energy is continuously varying. Okay, then that band is called as this energy band. Now how this energy band is formed here? Okay, so if you take an isolated atom, okay, if you take an isolated atom, so in that electrons are present, in that atom electron is present. Okay, so each electron is having its energy. Okay, now if you take a solid, now in solid there are more number of electrons. अभी एक सॉलिड है, समझो हमारे पास ऐसा एक सॉलिड है, इसमें बहुत सारे एटम्स प्रेजेंट है इसमें. We are having a large number of atoms, and in each atom we are having electrons. These electrons will come in interaction with each other here. अब यहाँ पे समझो, इधर एक एटम है, इसमें एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है, यहाँ पे एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है, यहाँ पे इसके नेबर में और एक एटम है, इसके लिए एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है, and each electron is having its energy level. These all energy levels, when they will get interact with each other, once they get interact with each other, then they forms a band. That is called as, this is how the energy band is going to be formed. से यहाँ पे आपको एक डायग्राम बना के दिखाऊंगा मैं. यहाँ पे हमारे पास एक सॉलिड है. Solid means which is having a definite shape and size. Okay, and it is made up of a large number of atoms, and in that atom electrons are present, and that electron is having its own energy level. अब यहाँ पे एटम है, इसमें एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है, एक एटम है तो उसमें न्यूक्लियस है, और उसके सराउंडिंग में यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व होता है. अब उसके नेबर में और एक एटम है, क्योंकि ये सॉलिड है, क्योंकि सॉलिड बहुत सारे एटम से बना हुआ है, यहाँ पे और एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है. So these electrons, they will interact with each other now, because they are very they are closely packed. They are closely packed. Because of that, these electrons are interacting with each other. So each electron is having its own energy level. तो यहाँ पे इसका इलेक्ट्रॉन, इस इलेक्ट्रॉन का एनर्जी लेवल और इस इलेक्ट्रॉन का एनर्जी लेवल क्या होगा पे, तो इंटरेक्शन में आ जाएगा. उससे क्या होगा, यहाँ पे बैंड बन जाएगा, एनर्जी लेवल बैंड. So this is how the formation of energy bands takes place. Okay, so that is the formation of energy bands and energy band. Okay, now next we are going to discussing about that is valency band. Valency band is a band in which valence electrons are present. Okay, this is a band in which the valence electrons are there. Okay, are present. So that band is called as valence band. Conduction band. Conduction band. Conduction band. So conduction band is just above the valence band, and this band is completely empty. This band is completely empty. If the valency band में से अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो है वैलेंसी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अगर जंप होंगे कंडक्शन बैंड में, तभी कंडक्शन पॉसिबल है. ओके, सो यहाँ पे आपको मैं डायग्राम ड्रॉ करके बताऊंगा मैं. सो this is valency band and this is conduction band. Valency band which is completely filled with valence electrons. Okay, which is completely filled with valence electrons. Conduction band which is completely empty. When if we raise the temperature of this material, because of due to the rise in temperature, these electrons will get energy. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को एक्सटर्नल से एनर्जी मिलेगा. अब वो बढ़ेगा क्या पे? नहीं, ये यहाँ पे जल जाएगा. इससे यहाँ पे कंडक्टिविटी पॉसिबल. Okay, so this is all about the introduction and some classification of materials on the basis of resistivity and conductivity. So we have classified these materials on the basis of resistivity and conductivity. Conductors, insulators, semiconductors, and how the energy bands are going to be formed here. That is formation of energy bands. What is energy band? What is valency band? What is conduction? Okay. So in the next class we will discuss the classification of materials on the, and the one more thing I forgot to tell you that, the one more is that it is called as energy gap here. Energy gap, or it is also called as forbidden gap. Forbidden gap. Okay. So energy gap or forbidden gap is the gap between the valency band and the conduction band. This is called as, this dark line is called as the gap. It is energy gap. Okay. So this is called as the energy gap, or it is also called as forbidden gap. So based on the energy gap only, again we are classifying the materials as, that is, conductors, insulators and semiconductors. So classification of materials on the basis of energy gap. Okay, on the basis of energy gap. So that we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.